Now, in addition to deportations, the Department of Homeland Security is also requesting an additional 20,000 National Guard troops to assist with immigration enforcement. But some believe it's a step too far. For example, the Democratic Senator Tammy Duckworth responding by writing, quote, "I'm deeply disturbed that Donald Trump keeps escalating his abuse and misuse of our nation's military for his own partisan benefit." Now, the president's immigration agenda is also facing a new roadblock in court. The Supreme Court just ruled today against the administration's desire to use the Alien Enemies Act in certain deportations, while also sending it back to a lower court to decide its legality. Shortly after, President Trump took to social media saying the Supreme Court won't allow us to get criminals out of our country. With us now, once again, here on the Hill, Senior Advisor at U.S. Customs and Border Protection, Ron Vitiello. Ron, thanks for being back with us tonight here on the Hill.
Thanks for inviting me.
Always nice to have you. Let's start with the ruling there, because the president also just said the result of this decision will let more criminals pour into our country. How does this impact what you're trying to do as you see it?
Well, it stops progress from the momentum that's been made. So in less than, just a little over 100 days, we're approaching 200,000 removals. Border traffic, illegal traffic at the U.S.-Mexico border is down to a trickle. And so this is another tool that we were going to use to remove people who were in the country illegally, specifically the Tren de Aragua, which has been designated as a terrorist organization. And we know that the Venezuelan government confers with them on their activity all over the globe. And so Alien Enemies Act was an important tool to remove them quickly.
What do you mean by could slow progress?
Well, we were using that particular authority that's in law, passed by Congress, signed by a president, to remove Tren de Aragua members back to Venezuela.
We're now learning of Department of Homeland Security requesting 20,000 National Guard troops. Why is that request happening, and are they going to be used, as you know it, for apprehensions and arrests, or for other purposes like security and other issues down at the border?
So I haven't seen all the words in the request that I sent over to the Department of Defense. They're considering this request. I think states are going to have to be involved in assigning National Guard. But here's what we want to do, right? Like the momentum we have now at the border, there's 10,000 DOD troops side by side with Border Patrol, augmenting the fence, looking at sensors, helping the agents on the ground. Mexico has deployed 10,000 troops on their side of the border to help keep the smugglers at bay. And so we've made a lot of progress at the immediate border. It's safer than it's ever been in my lifetime. So now this request via ICE to DOD is we want to do some stuff. We want to scale up what's happening in the interior. They're doing a great job in finding criminals all over the country. So they want to do a great job, and they're going to need more boots on the ground to do it.
Is it possible that they could be involved in some of these arrests and some of these apprehensions in cities, large or small, wherever it may be?
This is the ICE mission. They're going after the worst of the worst in every city and town in America. There's tens of thousands of them in each location, and so having that additional support is going to make a big difference for them.
Here's what our Allie Bradley reported this week. She said there's an ICE operation known as At Large. It's looking for agents and processing coordinators to deploy to cities across the U.S., somewhere in the area, I believe, of about 1,900. What can you tell us about that, and what's the mission or the goal there?
Same thing. It is ICE going out and going after the worst of the worst in every city and town in the United States.
So is it fair to say that the sense that I get is you feel things are going well at the southern border, and now you're trying to move into the interior and shift resources and assets there?
And things are going well in the interior as well. ICE is doing a wonderful job. I think they're probably near 100,000 arrests of people who are in the country illegally who have also committed crimes in the jurisdictions in which they are. So they want to scale that up. That's going to require resources. It's going to require more boots on the ground to do more of that.
Are you satisfied with the pace of arrests at this point in time?
No, operations, we can always do better. You can always do more, and that's what everybody is focused on, from the Oval Office with President Trump all the way down to the line agents in Border Patrol and everywhere else.
So where do you think, or what are you trying to get to?
100% situational awareness on the southwest, on all of our borders. What that means is we know everything that's going on, when it's going on, and 100% operational control, and Congress has defined that as preventing every entry illegally into the U.S.
All right, we'll leave it there. Ron Vitiello is a senior advisor over at Customs and Border Protection. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Nice to have you back.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.